Is very good. I know for the last few months we have been talking about Mama Eunice or Teacher Paris, yeah?
Teacher Paris?
Yes, we have been talking about your mom who has been unwell, and I
Yeah,
know for the last few days it
yeah,
has been very hard.
yes.
And we have been sending all our prayers, and I thank God because of the people who have stood with you and the support to even get to a point. I saw how you posted about the bed that you were looking for, and then somebody just decides to give you directions. So, can you tell us your experience taking care of a sick mom, far away in a far country? And going through all the challenges of cancer and the emotional drain, and also with the environment that we are in right now, and also without forgetting the issue of healthcare back in our country, since you have gone through all these things.
Wow, that is one question, one loaded question, but I'm gonna
Yes.
try and just talk about my mother. My mother was a teacher when I was growing up. She was a nursery school teacher. They were employed by the county government those days. So she didn't retire. She did not retire with any kind of retirement package. So anything that she has to do has to come from out of the pocket. Unfortunately, last year my mom got diagnosed with cancer. She got treated. She went through a round of chemo and a lot of other things that the doctors had to take care of. We celebrated for a few months, and unfortunately, the cancer came back. So what I want to say is that when you are far away, you get to be people look at you, especially when you're in the United States of America. Take care of your family and take care of your family back in Kenya. It can be very, very difficult, but we usually have this harambe umoja ni nguvu. Just recently I decided that I wanted to reach out to my friends to help me help my mama. NHIF, which is supposed to pay for a lot of things even though you invest in it, doesn't pay a lot. I just discovered that she was only paying 2,000 shillings per day, and my mom was spending about 20,000 shillings every day in the hospital. So it was amounting to be a lot of money. And I cried out to my friends that I know that I can trust. And, we've worked together in a lot of other things, and they have reached out and stretched their hands to support my mother. We worry about these days because of cancer
Yeah.
it's really rampant all over the country and all over the world, and then COVID to make the matter worse. So I'm just trusting in God because I'm planning on going to see my mother, that along the way I don't catch COVID. I just want to go and spend a few days with my mother. Her health has really deteriorated and she's become very, very fragile. So what I did last week, I want to about that miracle that happened. So I posted in a group. A lot of people say that I don't want to be in a WhatsApp group. There's a lot of notification. I just want, I'm telling you, that WhatsApp group can become your miracle.
Yeah.
I posted on there asking if there is anyone who can give me a referral to buy a bed for my mother. Those medical beds when you have a very sick patient and it's adjustable, just like a medical bed that they use in the hospital. And I posted on there, and my friends jumped onto it and said, we know someone who is selling it. They're gonna sell it for half price, and you're gonna fundraise and buy this bed for your mother, and actually have it transported all the way from Naivasha to Nanyuki. And that happened. I was just in tears because, God used that WhatsApp group and the friends that were in that group. And so, Captain, what if I had said, I don't want to join this group? There's a
Yeah.
lot of people posting things. And then I wasn't in that group at that moment.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that there's a lot of good people out there. Even though there's a lot of suffering, we can come together and help each other. Yeah.
Thank you. I want to thank the president of the One Voice Diaspora and Diaspora One Voice for making sure that every Wednesday we have guests who are doing awesome things in the society, not only for themselves as a family, but also for the community. And among the people who have been here, I see Raf Kilondo, who is a one great person. And I see him here. And I remember last week he was honored by a Men Impact Change for what he has been doing. Now, Eunice Menja is one of these great Kenyans. She has such a big heart, and there's a lot that we are going to discuss. But before I move out of that issue of the mom, Mama Eunice, who has been suffering cancer, and Eunice has to go through all this, and the community came in, and her friends praying and supporting her. I want you to talk about the importance of being a member of a community, because there are people who want to just seclude themselves. They came to the US, or you went to Canada, or you went to India, or you are in Australia, but you don't want to be in the midst of other Kenyans. You want to kind of exclude yourself to Kenyans community. You exclude yourself to issues that touch the community. And now that you are a community leader, can you please mention the importance
of being in a Kenyan community, especially when you are in the diaspora, is huge. I cannot even number just the good things, the advantages of it. I am a community leader here, even in Oklahoma. I have been in tons and tons of fundraising for someone has cancer in our community, fundraising for people that have passed on, and we have to take their bodies home. And I mean, as much as people say, yes, I advocate for people to have insurance, but you have to have that community. You have to have that person that comes into your home to help you eat, because sometimes it's very hard when you're going through hard times. You might have that big check, come in the mail just because you had insurance and you think that you've taken care of it. But the community is what makes us stronger. Just the person that calls you and say, hey, Eunice, it's going to be okay. Hey, Eunice, I'm praying with you. I remember a few years ago when my best friend lost her husband. And it was such a devastating moment. This friend of mine, and I know that, she tells a lot of people what we did. One of the people that actually made sure that things didn't fall apart, because we're falling apart. I told my friend, come to my house and live with us until this is gone. There's nothing that disappears after you lose a spouse. But I am saying once again that you need to be in a community of people that know you, because you need them during this time. You need someone to call on you. You need someone to send and do your errands when you can't do it, because sometimes when you're going through a lot of things, it's just so hard. And a reason why I started a group, and I know you're going to talk about it, the Kenyan sisters, the Kenyan American sisters powerhouse, is because of that. When we come together, when we teach each other, when we pray for each other, when we can say, hey, you live in Georgia, go check on that sister who is undergoing something, and just go be around them. I know COVID is hard, but you still need each other. So I will advocate for people to be in a group, in an association, because those people identify with you. We talk about raising children in a village. You cannot raise your child by yourself. You need to bring that village together. We need to teach our kids our traditions, our cultures, just our values and our beliefs, because this world is, it's a shaky ground, and all of us make it stronger, and we give a stronger foundation for our families.
Thank you so much. Let me get a little bit personal, and this is important. I hope you are ready.
I am.
Many people nowadays, we are talking of domestic violence and challenges of marriage in the diaspora. You have been married to my friend and my schoolmate, and
Yeah.
I remember I remember back in Kanunga Boys High School, and right now with a 21-year-old. Tell us some of the secrets that you can share with the community of Kenyans in the diaspora, some of the things that can make a marriage work, some of the pointers that can make a couple live together happily and enjoy life to an extent of bringing up a 21-year-old who is succeeding in in college or in the university, I think.
Well, it takes two people, especially when it comes to parenting. I want to say both parents are very, very important. What is very important in a marriage is friendship. I mean, my husband is my best friend. We've known each other for, I mean, longer than we've been married. We have our ups and downs, but we get along because we are friends. So we try to solve our issues or our conflict from a friendship point of view. You know, I'm arguing about this because I care about you. I'm fighting about this because I don't want to hurt you. It's not because it's a competition. It's because he's controlling or he wants to get his way or I want to get his way. So I want to say that friendship is what really matters. I know that coming from from Kenya and coming here, there can be a lot of things that make people fight, especially because of just the gender roles tend to change. People get overburdened with school and work and everything that is required to do, and some people get selfish. They don't want to help the other partner just because that's not their role. I want to say that you can do it. You can do it as friends. You can do it as somebody who shows that I'm here to win as a team. I'm not here to win as myself. When it comes to going to school, you have to be supporting each other. I think the next pointer is support each other. You know, being friends and support each other. There's no competition in America. I know that I've seen people compete. You know, I want to be the first person that gets to be a doctor. I want to be the first person that gets to be an RN. You know, you can stay in whatever career you are in. You have to do it as a team. Because guess what? When issues like family illness comes, you need that teamwork. I mean, I can't tell you how much my husband has supported me in my issue with the issue with my mom. I can't just send home money and say I'm gonna hide it from my husband, because if he doesn't support me and I don't have money, I cannot support my family. I mean, there are so many things that happen in marriages. Children, especially parenting, is a very hard course. It's a very, very hard course. It's harder than calculus. I told you I'm a civil engineer. I did civil engineer. Parenting is one of the hardest things in America. And it is because, I mean, there's a lot of things that we took for granted. Children's rights here are number one. The government takes that very serious. You cannot spank your kids just anyhow. Your kids are going to talk back. You have to be a friend to your child. One, I don't remember the last time I was a friend to my parents when I was growing up. You know, they were always the authoritarian, figure above me, and I had to do everything they said. In America, we have that parenting style that I have learned even in my college. It's called authoritative. Your kids can say what they want, and you can tell them what you want as a parent, and they can say what they want as a children, and you have to meet them in the middle. You can't just say, hey, you have to do this, you have to go there, they have a lot of power because they are empowered to do that. So parenting can be very hard. Even preventing them from getting into trouble, like drugs and bad company, you have to model that again as a couple. You have to model that. You have to model to your children that there's room for negotiation. We negotiate a lot with our children. Sometimes they win, and sometimes they win the battle, and sometimes we lose as parents. But it's okay. So long as you have to emulate those characteristics that you want your children to have. and of course, building a good community. I'm a mentor. I mentor children all over the states because of the education that I have. So I also use some of those skills with my children. And some people, I know we put a lot of money in investing in a lot of things. We want to buy the nicest car, we want to buy the nicest house, but marriage, it's the same thing as going to college to get a degree. You have to invest in your marriage, whether it is going for counseling, whether it's going for marriage conferences. The same thing with parenting. If it's not working for you, don't just use the cane because that's what you're taught. Seek help. There are people that will help you. There are people that are going to help you navigate that parenting, because it can be very hard, and people lose their lives just trying to be good parents because their kids are just tormenting them with behavior, drugs, and everything. So I want to say that we invest in all aspects of life, especially when we are here in America, because it's hard.
That is very good. And as Harry John said, thank you, Captain, for that topic. I tell you, Kenyan men in America are dying silently. If you were to talk to a man in America today, after staying with a husband, as a community leader, as a mentor, and you have your own, you can speak from the lady's perspective.
Yeah.
If you are to talk to men, not major, if you are to talk to men in the US, what would you tell them so that they can be happy and not die silently in America?
One thing that I know Menja does, I'm not talking to Menja, but I want to say I can let them borrow that leaf from my husband, is liberate your women. Liberate your women. Do not tie them down. Do not try to control them. Liberate them. Give them the freedom. Let them fly. Because you know what? If this bird is yours and it flies away, it's going to come back to you. Sometimes we see our African men wanting to be the most domineering, voice, or, just authority in the home. And that doesn't work. It doesn't work with the modern women, because we are here in this America. We are learning a lot about our rights. We are learning a lot about the things that we can do even by ourselves. Women are becoming economically empowered, and then you want to tie a woman down with your nonsensical African tradition man, try to control the woman. You cannot do that. Let me tell you guys, you have to love your woman enough that even if she goes and wherever she goes and how much education she gets and how much money she acquires, she's still yours. You cannot feel insecure because you have given her the power to be the woman you trust and love without having to control that woman. I mean, I have to say that most of the people that I talk with, because of domestic violence and issues like that, it's we men not wanting to change with the circumstances, with the environment. We're in America, we don't have housemates. Come home and help me cook dinner. Come home and help me change the children. Come home and help me put the kids to bed. That's what woman wants. And of course, definitely, learn your woman's love language. Learn your woman's love language. There is that language, that one language that no one else will ever speak to your woman except you. Once you learn it, whether it is that language of, just gifting or just helping with work, because there are 5 love languages, she's gonna be the happiest woman. And if the woman is happy, everybody is gonna be happy in the home. So
thank
Mary,
you so much.
listen from me. Yes.
Wow, that is powerful. Monica Maderi, thank you so much. Good morning from Doha. Thank you. Cecilia Ndegwa from Optiven. Thank you so much, Cecilia. Koisava, Dr. Professor Ole Koisava. Thank you, Elder. We honor and respect you. Another great Kenyan. Rosie K, good points, Eunice Menja. Halijon, asante sana. He is in St. Louis, Missouri. Monica Bukinya from Colorado. I hope you're doing all right. Aleza Koiruaro Dhothia, asante sana. Raf Kilondo, thank you so much. Mary Gadanga. Wambui Kanash, asante. Robert Menja, mwenyewe my schoolmate. Asante sana for even allowing Mrs. Menja to be where she is right now. Dutawanya Irogo, thank you so much. Thiongo Joa, thank you so much. And I salute all of you. Monica Wamadheri, thank you. Joyce Adirango, asante sana. Salingaithe, thank you so much. And say hello to my friend Rosie K. Alice Koi, Mudogoto Hadasa Eshtam, Eshtawangeshi Giomono, and Nigo Mitabo. This is the trumpet of hope. And we mix all the language, all the languages. Yeah. Dr. Janet Shawa, asante sana for being here. Joy Ndongo, thank you so much. And we proceed on. Eunice Menja is the founder of a very, very nice and important two things that I want us to speak about. Do we start with the women organization? Let's start with the women organization. Just mention about the women organization because I know I'll come to the second point. So let's talk about the women organization that you founded.
So I started by saying that there's a group called CASP, Kenyan Sisters, Kenyan American Sisters Powerhouse. So the group is not really an organization; it's a Facebook group. Maybe one of these days we're gonna register ourselves and become a fully pledged organization. Mm-hmm. But we are a group of sisters that want to uplift each other. So we're here to educate each other. We talk a lot about our careers. We talk a lot about our children education. We bring speakers who can advise us in all areas of life, marriage, housekeeping, relationships, and even investment and taking care of our families financially. So this group of women actually started during COVID. When COVID hit, I just knew that I had that urge to help women come together and help each other with the issues that were going on. So I'm the person who founded, but I also have leaders that work with me. And so we're just working as a team to uplift the women. Our tagline is kujuana, kufundishana, na kuinuana. Oh, so yes. Those three words. So we want to know each other. We're just now slowly developing our relationships and our new Bakumi in different states. So we are coming up to know each other in every state, and we want to teach each other what everybody knows, because we believe that everybody has something that they can teach the other. And then, of course, we want to uplift each other, especially, to help to make sure that nobody is left behind.
That is very good. Sometimes, as a women leader, there are those instances where we have had issues where women have been accused of, kukalia. Let me use the word kukalia. And they have been accused, and I have somebody who writes and question, lakini sasa, some of them are so tough. And they forget to take care of their husbands the way they are supposed to be taken care of. I don't want to get into that argument because it is an argument that we can argue the whole nine yard. But I don't know what is your advice to women when they come to the US, or when they go to, or when they get the education, or when they get empowered, or when they go to any other country, Australia, Canada, or wherever they are listening from?
For the women, because I am a woman and I read the Bible, I tell women and I tell myself that even though I'm liberated, even though I have a man that respects me, I have to give back by being submissive. Sometimes people misuse this word submission very much. It is in the Bible for a reason. Submission doesn't mean that unakaliwa. And when people hear that I can't, are told that they need to submit, and then they do it the other way around, and they want to, they want the man to submit. That's why you're saying that women want a kaliana. It's just because I mean, the marriage institution was started by God, and the only principles that work is those that are being given by God. That man be the head and the woman be the one that submits. There's a catch though. The man is supposed to love his wife like Jesus loved the church. So the man has to be ready to die for the woman, just like Jesus died for the church. You're going to have to be that sacrificial man. And then the woman in return gives by submission. And submission doesn't mean that there is any one of the two that is more important than the other. I don't see how Jesus would make the church be lesser than him, because he says that the church is a body of Christ. So there's no way that Jesus would see his body as an inferior, an inferior body. So what I know and what works is that when those two principles are applied, the man loves the woman and the woman gives back by being submissive, is that you both work together for the goodness of that marriage. When it comes to even raising the children, you're making sure that even though you're a woman and you have a lot of education and you have a lot of money, make sure that you're not overturning everything that the husband says. Go to him and say, honey, this is what I'm thinking. Can we do this? He might say no, but even if you say no, doesn't mean that you're gonna, you're just gonna bulldoze everything and, just make it happen because you have a lot of money or you have a lot of education. Mm-hmm. I do believe that we as the church, and even Jesus worked with the church to reach out to more people and to make a more impactful, to accomplish a lot of goals. So I want to say that if you can apply those principles, I don't see why women should kalia the husband. I don't kalia mine. People say that we do it, especially the Nyeri women. But, you can ask your classmate Robert. I am not a typical Nyeri woman. I listen to my husband and he listens to me, because none of us is lesser than the other.
Thank you so much. Now, there's this issue in the US, and I want us to, before we go to the other very important thing that I want us to talk, there's this issue of hustles in the US, time management, and finding time for your children and for your husband and for your wife. This one is important. You have a 21-year-old, and there is a husband over there, and you have to take care of all these. So how do you manage your time as a leader? And what is your advice to the people on time management so that they'll find time for this love language that you mentioned, and the most important of the love languages?
The way to manage your time is to do it as a team. It's to do it as a team. Both of you prioritize what is important for your family. I can say from the word go, we've always been, I don't know if your classmate ever told you that we got our first child when we were in college.
Okay.
No wonder she's 21. Mm-hmm. It is time management. I remember, like, even when we finished college, or even before we finished college, just starts from when we were in college. We did things by just prioritizing. We had to do our homework, we had to do tests, we had to take turns. And we've carried that with us, even here in America. We prioritize. We sit down and say, this is important, this is not important. Because I am the social butterfly in my family, my husband let me be in a lot of things, but at the same time, I have to make sure that I balance those other things, the community things, with my family. There are times, Captain, I've been gone to Kenya for 6 months, building the children's home, or just recruiting workers and training and doing a lot of things. That time management was based on love. I mean, for my husband to allow me to go for that long, it is understanding, based on understanding. And of course, we share our responsibilities, not like, this is you as a woman that is supposed to do this because the African tradition says this. We share those responsibilities as partners, not as, because you are a woman or a man. So teamwork is very, very important. And I'm also making sure that everybody knows what the other person is doing.
Thank you.
Letting, if my husband wants to go to college and finish his master's degree, yes, then I stay home and finish, work and take care of the kids. If I want to go back to school, like that, we alternate. It's not a competition. Remember, I told you from the beginning, it's teamwork. So that really has helped. And of course, just making sure that we are doing the best interest of our families is very important.
Thank you so much. Together with us on the Diaspora One Voice is our sister Eunice Menja, who is a very special gem, I'm telling you. She founded the Upendo Kids and also has written or authored books, and she is a certified life coach. And together with us tonight, we are just here to just listen and learn and get the best. And Dr. Peter Ndiangui tells me, let Eunice know that we are very proud of her.
Thank you. Dr. Ndiangui is my mentor. He has mentored me a lot, and I can't wait to see how much more he's gonna carry me under his wings, because he's very, very important in the academic world, and I think that's where I'm heading to. You can have a PhD and escape that. So thank you, Dr. Ndiangui.
Thank you so much. The other person is Pastor Maggie Waruri, and she says, a proud Caspian, kujuana, kufundishana na kuinuana.
Yes, that's my sister.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, I have Mary Wamboi Dongo Branskam. Thanks for the hands up. And Grace wa Demi Nancy Munyua wa Karago, Eunice Menja, we salute you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, I want us to come and speak about very important things, the issues of Upendo Kids. And before we do that, let's take a short, brief commercial break. And I know we are going to get this. It is important. This is important.
Ici ti ng'ano iria ciganagwo kana ndeto iria iheanagwo. Aca, ĩno nĩ experience ya customers aitũ a Victory Gardens, gated community ya Optiven ĩrĩa ĩ very strategically located at only 2 miles kuma the fastest growing bedroom ya Nairobi, Kitengela.
I love what I saw at Victory Gardens. The solar, street light, the water, service roads. It's just a home far away from home. I am very happy and I am satisfied.
www.optiven.co.ke and utume email kuri diaspora@optiven.co.ke. Optiven Group. Experience the difference.
Optiven Limited, the pay-setters in real estate.
Thank you so much. That is Optiven and mudogo wetu Cecilia Ndegwa Nidamu Nahaha. That is Cecilia. She is the one who is in charge of that. So in case you want to communicate with her, you can communicate with her. You can WhatsApp her 0724 461 304 0724 461 304. Tuthitena mbere kunyitanira hamwe nawe. This is the trumpet of hope. Ngagushokeria ngatho muno ni tondu wa kunjitikiria ngorwo ndi haha na ni tondu wa commercial break ino ri na ni ndiramenya ndaya gukorwo ndi na maundu maingaingi. Remember that we are going for this holiday, and as we go for this holiday, it is important to know where you will be going to celebrate your holiday, your Christmas holiday. And when you want to go for your Christmas holiday, then this is important for you. Just listen to this.
Thank you very much.
How can I assist you?
Yeah, I was trying to look for a package, for a staycation package. Yeah, so in town.
Modern preparations, good morning. Could you just help me as well for a second?
Safari, Bila bountiful safari, bountiful Savumbusi, bountiful Mombasa, Dubai, bountiful Mauritius, and to all the destinations, bountiful Savumbusi, bountiful Mombasa, Dubai, bountiful Mauritius.
Thanks for this beautiful experience.
Bountiful safari, dream, explore, discover.
Yes, bountiful safaris. At the moment, we are having a very special package, for the Christmas, and you visit the website, your Bountiful Safaris, and you can be able to take your children or your wife or your girlfriend, your fiancé, your husband, that guy who takes care of your plots and your apartments back in Kenya. Mpatie likizo jameni, yeah. He or she can go and enjoy Amboseli or Mombasa or anywhere, and you can get all that when you visit the website ya Bountiful Safaris. Tugishoka thini wa program ito hwaine wa muthi ni gwenda twarie uhoro wa Upendo Kids no mbere ya uguo mundu gwitwo wa Paul Waiganjo ena ndeto ihaho guo ya vata muno. I want you to listen to this because I don't want you to say that I never told you. It is important. I don't want you to say I never told you, or rather I never mentioned to you. Migunda Kenya ati eguthira thie kundu aca nigoro iragia.
Njĩtagwo Paul Waiganjo, Director Brico Homes Unlimited. Gũkũ nĩ Juja Farm Athi, Kiambu County, kũrĩa tũrakwenderia plot na thogora mũbacĩrĩre mũno na cirĩ na title. Haha ndũgamĩte nĩho police post, mathukuru na thibitarĩ cirĩ o hamwe na shopping center ya Athi, na kũrĩ na wĩingĩ wa andũ. Oguo nĩ gũkwĩra atĩ nĩ kũndũ gũkũrĩte. Thogora nĩ 450 na no ũrĩhe o kahora kahora. Kwa ũhoro makĩria tũcerere ofici-inĩ citũ Jewel Complex, second floor Roysambu, kũrigania na TRM, kana ũtũhũrĩre thimũ namba 0721 077 077.
Thank you muno ni tondu wa hau twakinyia. This is the trumpet of hope na thĩinĩ wa studio hwainĩ wa ũmũthĩ kana rũcinĩ rwa ũmũthĩ wewi Kenya twĩna mũndũ gwĩtwo Mrs. Eunice Menja, and very soon tũrĩmwĩtaga Dr. Eunice Menja. Oh, yes, it is coming. And coming very fast, tũrĩmwĩtaga Dr. Eunice Menja. So
I'll be fine with Eunice Menja. I don't know if I can change my name.
Now you see the problem is automatically. You see, you will not tell us. It will come automatically, and we have been trained to Now, Christine Favored, thank you so much. Ariga, wow, Optiven, my company from Victory Gardens. Thank you so much. John Asante Sana. We proceed on. Tell us about that very special project called Upendo Kids. Tell us about that whole concept. How did you begin it? What drove you into starting Upendo Homes?
I'm gonna say in a very brief, maybe summary, how I started Upendo Children's Home. Before I came here, I used to be a Sunday school teacher at the PCA church in Juja. So the day that my daughters were coming, my husband was already here. We had a farewell party at my father-in-law's homestead, and the kids were coming to say goodbye, and the teachers. And we had bonded with those kids. They were like my own children. I already had my two daughters, but I used to teach them, those Mashidano, PCA, Sunday school, where you go and win for trophies and things like that. I used to be the director. I used to write their drama, and I would teach them. So we had really bonded with them. And the day that they were saying goodbye, there was a lot of tears. We cried a lot, and everybody was saying goodbye, but at the same time crying. And one of the things that really stuck with me, when the kids whispered to me, Teacher Eunice, when you go to America, never forget us. I have a book. My book's title is one of my books' title is called "Never Forget Us." I kept that in my heart, and I came to the United States. We were in Stillwater in Oklahoma. My husband was a student. I was an F2. I had no money to send home. You know when the kids tell you never to forget them, you know what they mean. So that year, I started doing things that I didn't tell Robert until much later. And of course, now I tell him because they were illegal things that I would do. So we stayed in the student housing. They were not very decent houses, but we lived in them because we were students and we didn't have a lot of resources. So one of the things that people would do is take the clothes to the laundry to wash. And I grew up in the village. I didn't know how to use these machines, leave alone take my clothes to the laundry when my husband went to school, and he would leave me $20 and he would say, take the clothes to the laundry machine. And I'm like, for what? I grew up washing clothes in the river. I can wash these clothes in this big bathtub. I washed clothes in the bathtub for a lot of months, of course, before I started getting sick. And the reason I was getting sick is because I was using the laundry soap. This woman could not read the instructions and know that was not healthy. And because of doing that, and I would actually hang the clothes behind the apartment. I think they knew these international students are going to need the lines, so there were lines behind there, and I would hang the clothes there. And the $20 that my husband would leave me every Friday, I would hide it in a piggy bank. And I told my daughters, we're gonna send Christmas money home to the kids in Sunday school. And I did that for about, I want to say 10 months. And I started getting sick. Let me go there because it is very important that you know that the risky things I did because of this kids. First of all, I would mix the bleach with the soap. And of course, those fumes would make me sick. And every Monday, I would be at the university clinic because I was sick and they thought I had malaria. And for several months, the doctor said, I don't know how you can keep malaria for this long. It's becoming very long. And he told me, can you write down everything you do during the day and every week? And I wrote down, and he said, the problem is here on Friday because I did all the laundry, I did all the cleaning in the house. And he said, the symptoms that you're getting for malaria, it's not malaria. You've become allergic to these chemicals. Can you stop using them? But before I got sick and before I discovered that it was not good, I had saved close to $200. And I was ready to send it home. I think it was about 180. And I told Robert, can you add a little bit of money? And he was like, for what? And I said, I have about $180 I've saved and I want to send it home to the Sunday school teachers that I had left to do a Christmas party. And he graciously did. And of course, I told him how I had saved the money. And he was happy. He wasn't unhappy. So I sent the money home and I told the Sunday school teachers, those kids told me never to forget them. And if I can just forget about that one statement that they say that I have has burdened me for this month, I'll be okay. Have a Christmas party and it's over and I will never think about it again. Little did I know that this Christmas party was going to open a can of worms. So the kids had a Christmas party and they celebrated. And of course, $200 was a lot of money then. 2004, it was 20,000 shillings. So they had a Christmas party. And the kids thought, Eunice went to a place where there's a lot of money. How about we start sending her the needs that we have here, the real needs. Now, leave out the Christmas party. The first letter came from one of the kids that I used to teach in Sunday school. He was in class 8, had finished Form 4. And for about 4 months, class 8, for about 4 months, he had not been able to report to high school. And he wrote me this long letter that said, Teacher Eunice, please help me report to Form 1. My dad cannot pay my school fees. And that broke my heart. And Kevin was a deal breaker. I decided that I was gonna support Kevin. And that was the only child that I had at that time. I had thought, I'm gonna support him. I'm gonna do all I can. I started making beads. I started selling chapatis and mandazis at the university to the students. And I told them all beautiful things about Kevin. And let me tell you, that whole story created the other kids in Kenya thought, Kevin has been taken to Form 1. How about us? So I started getting letters from over 100 kids. Every day there's something new. Somebody is homeless, somebody is in the streets, somebody is sick, my mom is sick, help, help, help. And I couldn't do it alone. I had to look for an avenue or a platform to help these people. So in 2007, we did a mission trip. And the mission trip was really, being in the college environment here in America, even though I was not a student then, I came across a lot of pencils. I don't know, students just drop pencils everywhere. And I started collecting them and putting them in a box and cleaning them up. And we took them to Kenya. And, when we met those kids and how they received those pencils, I discovered that I didn't have to do great things to impact the lives of those kids. So I started doing small things. And of course, with the help of my husband, the help of the church, we came together, we formed Upendo. And then one time in 2012, because the kids that I was supporting, actually after Kevin, I adopted other kids. One of the children was actually living in the streets. I didn't know when they sent me her profile. A beautiful girl. She was supposed to be going to Standard 1, but she had not gone to nursery school yet. Because nursery school in Kenya, the first few years of education are not paid for by the government, because it's not free, and you're in Juja. And so the kid she had two other siblings, and the mom had mental illness, so they lived in the street. And when I received this child's profile, I said, how about educate this girl? Her name was Juicy. I don't hide her name. She's all over in my book. I tell about this story because I want people to know that when you help, even in that early stage, you're going to discover much more blessings for these kids. So the kids living in the streets and the Sunday school teachers realized that I was able to help with school. They went and looked for somewhere this kid and the mom would stay. The mom would keep the kids in the streets because she had mental illness and she had no hope. So we got on a mission trip in 2012. I had started receiving Juicy's report card while in the US. And I can't tell you how much joy I had to see that kid used to perform to where she would get 100% every time. And I was just amazed. So I said, when I go to Kenya, I want to meet Juicy. I had never met this girl. And so we went to the school where we had started sponsoring her to go, and Juicy was not in school. And I almost threw a tantrum because I thought that these people had been conning me or faking some kind of information to tell me that Juicy exists, and I insisted I want to go find her. So we get in the bus, and we were missionaries from the United States, people from my church and from high schools, young girls and men, wazungus. And I said, you're going to get in this bus and you're going to go find where Juicy stays. And so somebody was given, from school, one of the kids was allowed to take us where Juicy was staying. When we got there, even before I came out of the car, I was already in tears. There's a place in Juja called Nambainya. And I tell this story because people who know Juja, they can testify. Nambainya is a place, nekodo kwa mashohi. Let me say that in Kikuyu, ne street ya mashohi, as in people drink there and drown in the alcohol. And of course, it's not a good beer. And so the men are laying down all over, everywhere, on the street. We couldn't even park the car on the street because they were there, like they looked like dead bodies. We walked over these people that were laying lifeless to get into Juicy's compound. Juicy's compound was not her home. her grandmother, her maternal grandmother, had given them a place. It looked like a shack, like a kitchen area where they were supposed to sleep. And when we got into that a small room that looked smaller than my bathroom in America, I cried like I had never seen poverty this much. I'm telling you, I grew up in the village. We didn't have running water. We didn't have electricity, but this hit me. We get into the house and I see this little girl that looked very scared. And I asked her, Juicy, do you know who I am? And she shook her head. And I said, of course, I'm speaking Kikuyu. And I said, Juicy, I'm the one who's been paying your school fees. Don't be afraid. I'm here to know why you did not attend school today. Mm-hmm. And Juicy pointed at her wet uniform outside. It was a rainy season. Because, June, July, it's, kuna manyunyu, so the clothes had been wet and she couldn't go to school because of lack of uniform. And I said, where's your mom? She didn't know where her mom was. Her grandmother was not coherent. Of course, she was very old. She wasn't able to take care of these kids. So Juicy was literally the mother to her two siblings. The mom nowhere to be seen. And this illicit brew and drunken people just scared me for her life. And I say, Juicy, what do you guys eat? I mean, I'm giving you this testimony because there are people who are with me that can tell you the story just like I'm telling you. I said, Juicy, what do you eat? And she looked around. There was nothing in that house. Their belongings, all their belongings for the 4 people were in a Walmart sack. Unajua kale kajuala. That was everything that they had. Their bed, it was a twin bed, lower than you can't even put your head under the bed because it was that low. And the mattress there was no mattress. They were kind of like some dirty clothing. And I said, where do you sleep? And she pointed at that bed. And I said, who sleeps here? And she said, all of us. And I'm like, gosh, this is horrible. So we hold hands around Juicy to pray for her. Because I was like, okay, I'm going to buy an extra uniform so that she has something to exchange for school. But then I felt this is not enough. And we pray. And at that moment during the prayer, God speaks to me about Upendo Children's Home. And by the time I was living there, even though we were all in tears, we could hardly see back to the car where we had parked.
Sure. I
told those people that I have a vision. Juicy will not have to take care of herself anymore. Mm-hmm. We came back in 2012, on June 12, 2012. And by December, we had purchased a home in Juja. And Juicy was one of our first residents. And that home has been in existence. 2013, we opened the doors and the kids came and it became smaller. We had bought a house in less than an acre, actually less than half an acre. There was nowhere for the kids to play. And God had given me a vision when I was doing my schoolwork to have a village. And so that village was implemented in 2018 with the help of our board members and the sponsors and the people that give us money. We bought a land, 5 acres, and we built a better home where we separated the boys and the girls. That is Upendo Kids Village. That is one of the houses. We have a house for the girls and we have a house for the boys. And these kids have what they've never had because of just the kindness of people. Yeah. So those are our kids. If you go down, I can show you where Juicy is. Juicy was one of the kids that went to national school 2 years ago. She's in Form 2 in Mogairi Girls. She's in Form 2 in Mogairi Girls. We have a kid in Shavakali High School. Yeah. From the children's home. Yeah, that is our website. So anybody can go there and read about us. Those are some of the kids over there. Those 2 kids live at Upendo. Yes, those are our kids.
This is beautiful. I'm telling you, I'm just looking at this and I'm like, now, this is just awesome. This is amazing. This is the Upendo Kids page.
Yeah. that's those kids. That's in America actually. They've been here. They have been here performing. They have a dance team.
Thank you so much. And I look at this and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I'm looking at
That's
the.
juicy. That's juicy. Go back to that picture. That's juicy. About 3 years ago. So she's been with us since 2013 in the home, and she's still there. That's the girl I told you. She went to a national high school.
This is the
From the
one who
street.
drove the whole dream and vision of starting the Upendo Kids. Yeah.
Yes, that beautiful girl. Can you imagine that
She's
beautiful
so
girl living in the
beautiful.
streets? Yeah.
This is beautiful. There are so many pictures right here on the page, I can tell you. And I must admit that this is awesome. You can see the whole thing. Look at this wonderful, wonderful photos right here for the Upendo kids. And they even cook chapozo right there. This makes me miss home. And they have cows. Yeah, I was trying to look at that. They have cows. They have yes, this one. You can see ng'ombe huko.
That's somewhere outside the home, but we do have goats, we have rabbits, we have chicken.
Yeah, and they do farming.
That's our farm. Yes.
They do farming
in the village. Yes.
This is awesome. Thank you so much, Eunice. Now, I want us to talk about something right now because I know it would be important for us to mention this. So, there are people who are listening to us. Some people are wondering. It is during this season. It's Thanksgiving here in the U.S. It is Christmas and the New Year. There is the whole issue of COVID-19. And I was looking at this website and how people can come in and be together or join you for whatever reason, be it sponsoring or being a donor or being part of Upendo.
Yes, there are so many ways to give to our kids. If you are in Kenya, definitely you can ask for permission to visit. We have limited our visitation and we have a lot of more restrictions because of COVID. But you can contact me and I will give you directions on how to safely visit the home during the holidays. Especially our kids love visit. And of course, with the lockdown in the country and the schools, they have been really bored. So I encourage some people to go there and help them know that we still love them, despite the pandemic. And also if you want to sponsor, on our website we have a way you can sign up to sponsor monthly. Our kids usually are brought mostly by the government. The children's officer rescue children, and they call our home because we are registered as a children's home, and they ask us to place the kids, and the kids that are placed there, once they come into the home, whether they come naked, that is our problem. The government doesn't look back to come and support us, so we have to look for support every time. So you can support a child monthly. You can also give one time through the website. We also have a Cash App called Upendo Kids. I hope Robert is watching, can also post it there, and also the link to our website. There's so many ways to support. Our Cash App is $Upendo Kids. That money will go directly to support our kids during the Christmas. We take care of all the needs for the kids. When the child gets sick, that's upon us because we don't have government, subsidy. When the children get hungry, that's upon us. When the children go to school, and the school fees are just a lot of money. Can you imagine when you have 50 children in a home, you have to take care of that. Paying our workers and paying our bills, all that comes from the sponsorship that we get from our friends and those who love those kids. Those are actually our kids there. You can see we have very little kids there. Sometimes we rescue a set of siblings because maybe one has been abused, all of them have been abused. So we don't separate siblings. Our home is equipped for 100 children, but we have been we have only been able to support financially 50 of them, because we wouldn't want to overload our budget. But the more sponsors we get, the more children we rescue.
That is important. I would say that if at all there's a reason or there's a purpose for the trumpet of hope is to just blow the trumpet of hope and say yes. Juicy was found by an angel somewhere, and because of that connection, Upendo Kids was born. This village has quite a number of children. And maybe even if you forget everything else that we did in this show, don't forget about Upendo Upendo Kids Village that is in Kenya, founded by our sister Eunice and her husband Robert, and they're doing an awesome job together with the other friends and partners and the board members and the other well-wishers like you who is there. That is awesome. I want to say this is awesome. Thank you so much, Robert. That is a Cash App, Upendo Kids. That is the Cash App, and that is good. I want to also say there are people who came, who went out of Kenya.
Yeah.
And either for education, or they went to, they got married, or for whatever reason, they relocated from their villages.
Yeah.
And when they relocated, they forgot completely their nursery schools, they forgot their primary schools, they forgot their churches, they forgot even some of their relatives. They forgot and they disconnected themselves from that home. What would you say? Because your story is very touching.
I would really just actually I would pity them because first of all, Upendo was never founded where I came from. I never went back to my village. I've gone back to my school to support, and of course I've supported at individual level. But I started, the home is, was established in Juja. Now we just moved to Muranga. I don't have any relatives in Muranga, but I can say in your own small way, whether it is helping one child, when you touch the life of an orphan, the Bible says that you touch the heart of God. The Bible says that God defends the fatherless, and these kids are defended by God. There are certain things that have gone wrong and certain things that have gone okay, but each and every time I've seen God defend his children. I want to say, Captain, Robert and I are not the best parents in the world, but we have the best children we can say in the world, our own kids. And that doesn't just come by accident. The sacrifices that we make, like I told you, I would leave my kids and go to Kenya, or my husband would leave me. We have made sacrifices, even financial sacrifices. I've quit my job for more than 3 years to just work on Upendo without pay as a volunteer. I have seen those blessings come back to me in multiples. Both my children are on scholarship, full ride. I have not paid for school fees for them. That is how God honors the work you do. When you do it faithfully, despite the challenges, because charitable work has a lot of challenges. Sometimes you have people that are evil, they just want to do evil, or they just want to talk bad things, or just, malicious. But when you hang on to that and you endure, by the end of the road, God honors that work. He's parented my kids. I am not their parents. I'm just a custodian, but who is their father? God. Mm-hmm. And so I cannot be taking care of God's children and he forgets mine. So I want to say, if you have forgotten to help other people because you think you have removed yourself from that poverty, search your heart, go back and reach out to somebody, because God will not fail to reward. God is not like man. He will reward you. When you cry out to God, when you're in pain, when you're in trouble, he will rescue you just like he has rescued other kids. And the same thing, I've seen people reach out to me because they know me through Upendo, just to support my mother. Robert and I in the community have been there for people, organizing fundraisers, helping wherever we can. And that is not in vain. That is not in vain. It's an investment in God's kingdom. And there's a time for you to just, withdraw out of that bank. That's all I can say. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That is powerful. Let's go for a short break so that we can come and wind up. We go for a short break and then we come and wind up. And I will read and appreciate everybody. By the way, Dr. Ndiangui sent $50 for Thanksgiving via Venmo. And he says that those photos make cry. I've just sent Eunice $50 because it is important. Thank you so much, and we say thank you, Dr. Ndiangui. Jane Wambushene, asante sana. Rosie K, thank you so much. Hali John, asante. Jane Wairo Eunice has a giving heart. Casper president all the way. That is Professor Jane Erongo, asante sana. Mary Ann Goetz. I hope I pronounced that right. Congratulations, Eunice Menja. And the other one is Maggie Maisha, asante sana. Anastasia, thank you so much. Cecilia Ndegwa, wonderful. Thank you, Christine, for investing with us. That is Cecilia Ndegwa from Optiven. Thank you so much. And Maggie Maisha, thank you. Now, there's Christine Favored. Thank you so much. And she says, wow, Optiven, my company. Message here. Then on the other side, I see Ronnie Makombi. Thank you so much. Julia Zapitia Teki. Ooh. Joseph Mushina, thank you so much. Mother Shannon, Triumph the Terry from Indiana, Mudogo to Bogwa, Eddie, asante sana. Liza Mogai, Mudogo to Grace, asante sana. Niko koroli mitabo ine. This is the trumpet of hope. Mudogo to Joseph, asante sana. Janet, thank you. I see great people. Let's get this commercial break just briefly, and then we will be back to make a conclusion. We'll be back for a conclusion. I have so many things going on my screen, and I want to make sure that everything goes right. Okay. Kazi mingi hapa. Okay. Oh, hold on for a second. That is interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. I have so many things going on at the same time, and sometimes inaleta mchezo mingi hapa, and interesting. Oh, very good. Okay, there we go.
Jitagwo Paul Waiganjo, director wa Brico Homes Limited. Goko nĩ Sagana na tuna estate ĩno njerũ njega mũno ya kwĩrorerwo ĩtagwo Azuri Gardens. Barabara-inĩ nene ya kuma Nairobi gũka Sagana, harĩa nĩ mita 200 kuma main road, ĩrĩa ũĩ wega mũno nĩ ĩratuo ndio carriage nĩ thirikari kuma Keno gũthiĩ nginya Nyĩrĩ. Na mũgũnda nĩ mwega mũno tondũ haha ndũgamĩte nĩho harĩ na maĩ ma kanjũ, nayo thitima nĩyo ĩno, naguo gĩthimi kĩa mũgũnda witũ nĩ 8 of an acre kana nĩ 50 by 100 iria tũrakwenderia ciringi 450. No horo mwega nĩ atĩ no ũrĩhe kashi ona no ũrĩhe na marĩhi ma kahora marĩa ũngĩrĩha kuma mweri wa mbere ona nginya mĩeri 6. Na ningĩ nĩ wega ũmenye atĩ mũgũnda ũyũ wothe wĩna titles na ciĩrĩndĩ ciguũkũ wobici-inĩ gwitũ, na ũngĩũka ũrĩhe nĩ ũkũinũka na title yaku.
Thank you so much. Now, that is Brico Homes. Mudogo to Waiganjo Paul wa Brico Homes. Ogeda kwaria na mudogo to Waiganjo Paul na muno makiria ni todo wa project area menayo dhaishi ne marina project shiganona. And I want to say that it is important to support our very own Bwana Waiganjo Paul ne Moini. And the small moment project area me nayo ni project itagwo Vines Gardens ni kundu gwitagwo Kitengela na mundu gwitwo Paul Waigajo arajira atiriri Vines Gardens ugiriha cash ni milioni imwe. This is 50 by 100, that is in Kitengela. Ugiriha kahora 1.2 million ni ukuriha na mieri itandatu, that is 50 by 100. Mena project ye gitagwo Azuri Gardens kundu tagwo Sagana, it is 50 by 100 na negiri magana manama mirongo etano. You pay 6 months negiri magana matano. Mena project ye gitagwo The Springs Garden phase 5 kuri na Nyuki. Mena ready title na ni giri migana le mwere ya 70, that is in Nyuki. Hani hodera kuririo gishokaniria tovesha to akutu all the wega. You buy once ukore tovro to igano na in the next year you will be just enjoying. Todo buroti Kenya gotire kondo irathie citiratha ma buroti acha migundo na ndirathira migundo ndiguthira uria reka migundo iria watigite ikiuma ngiri igana ria 70 right now ni milioni ciganona. We wari kundu gwitagwo Juja kana Ruiru miaka ta 10 mithiru, umuthi uyu migunda ya Juja ndungihota kuigirira ni tondu ni mbeca ciothe. So fanya hivi wioere gaku thaa ici nigetha ndukanoigage ati ndiakwirire, wioere gaku thaa ici maundu moke wega. Turaria na mundu gwitwo Eunice Menja na tugioka nigetha turikiririe ri. I want to mention something very important because it is Christmas season.
Thank you very much.
How can I assist you?
Yeah, I was trying to look for a package, for a staycation package. Yeah, so in town.
Untitled Chapter. Good morning. I guess I do have for a second.
Safari, Bila bountiful safari, bountiful Mombasa, bountiful Mauritius, and to all the destinations, bountiful Mombasa, bountiful Mauritius, and to all the
and wait for this beautiful experience.
Bountiful safari, dream, explore, discover.
That is a Bountiful Safaris. Dukano igagia te captain da kwelire ohoro wigie Bountiful Safaris, and especially at this time we are talking about the Christmas holidays. Tukirekereria nigetha tushokie gatho na tushokie guoko kundu gwitagwo tushokie microphone kuria Oklahoma, nigetha tushokie microphone kundu gwitagwo Oklahoma. Ndukariganirwo ati mahinda-ini maya ma COVID-19, we better take care of our brothers, we take care of our sisters, because things are happening. Tutikwenda gwatuikaga ati we uri umwe waria amaroina watho wa bururi na watho wa thirikari. Let us stay safe, make sure that you use your barakoa, use your whatever, your mask, keep distance na utaka mzuri. If at all you have elderly parents, please dukae guthie patio shoke winuke kuria ciari apana. Let us be careful. This is the Diaspora One Voice program. Ukireherwa ni the Trumpet of Hope, and our guest tonight is one very special guest called Eunice Menja. She is the founder and the executive director at Upendo Kids na ikaraga kundu gwitagwo Oklahoma. Uyu ni wa magegania na mbere ya weta microphone ri tega skio.
Ici ti ng'ano iria ciganagwo kana ndeto iheanagwo. Aca, ino ni experience ya customers aito a Victory Gardens, gated community ya Optiven, area is very strategically located at only 2 miles kuma the fastest growing bedroom ya Nairobi, Kitengela.
I love what I saw at Victory Gardens. The solar, street light, the water, service roads. It's just a home far away from home. I am very happy and I am satisfied.
www.optiven.co.ke and also email kuri diaspora@optiven.co.ke. Optiven Group. Experience the difference.
Optiven Limited, the pay-setters in real estate.
Thank you so much. Hurathi mweyo ihau ũguo nĩ 0724461304 nigetha nawe ũgane karũgano ta kau kaganwo nĩ mũndũ wĩ haha ũgwĩtwo Christine Favored. Nona Christine Favored yoreiga wow, Optiven my company from Victory Gardens. Nigetha ũkagana karũgano ta kau hũrathi mweyo ihau and you will not regret. Tũgĩcokereria, thank you so much. Thank you muno. Jenda Moya Mwango. I see you, Jen, and I see Connie Champar, I see Cecilia, I see other great friends, Nancy, I see Maggie, I see Karaoke PK. Thank you so much. I have a friend of mine who is writing a message from Austria and telling me, good morning, we are very much together. Hey, send us all those loves, send us all those loves. I need the cash up to that, to those kids. I need the cash up to those kids. Eunice, ndũgĩtũcokerere cash up ĩyo nĩgetha ndikae gũgĩtuĩka no niĩ ndĩrakĩaria.
Oh, cash up. I don't know why I'm on it. Oh, no, I didn't know what I
Oh, I see. I know the reason. I know the reason. Okay, let's proceed.
Yes, cash up is $ Upendo Kids.
$, Upendo Kids. Actually, it's right there. The $ Upendo Kids.
Yeah.
That is the cash up. Yeah. And apart from that, maybe you can even talk to Robert Menja. You can talk to Eunice Menja. We also have the website that is the upendokids.org. Nagushia nigo mekirete hado thĩinĩ wa page so you can be able to see everything. Thank you so much. I see so many messages and I say thank you, Rosie. Thank you so much. Now, as we conclude, Eunice, let us now breathe in and, let us now breathe in a little bit and relax a bit. Tell us, where do you get all this energy? Who are the people who, motivate you to do whatever you do? Who are your mentors, apart from Dr. Ndiangui, who you mentioned? Who are your mentors?
Let me say, when I was a small girl, I really used to admire Wangari Maathai. Because, of course, she was from Nyeri. Even when I was in college, I did a lot of things that Wangari Maathai did, like even save the environment. I always believed in, just being a strong woman and using my strength to make a difference in the world. Mm-hmm. And that's what that has always motivated me. And of course, now being married to the most wonderful man in the world and having the best supporting kids in my life gives me that strength. There's a quote that I want to leave you with, or your viewers with, that really encouraged me. You asked me why I stay beautiful. Okay? There's a quote that says, kindness makes you the most beautiful person in the world, no matter what you look like. I don't know the other. I've always looked for the other, but I think that is a very important thing to know, that kind people will never miss a place in the society. I like to be kind, even when people are being unkind. I try very much not to be confrontational. I try very much to do the right thing to people, and especially when it comes to helping the community. And as I said, when you're in the charitable world, you're not always the most favored person. There are people that, try to be malicious and put you down. But as I said, you have to be kind all the time. One of the things that I have kept telling the women, even in CASP, is just be kind, random acts of kindness, because we want to be kind to the world so that even God can be kind to us. There are mean people. I can be mean. I know I've been around very mean people, but I choose to be kind. And that kindness gives me the motivation to do what I do, regardless of the challenges.
Thank you so much.
And of course, God being my strength and my source of power.
Thank you so much. I take this opportunity to thank you so much. I know we have gone way past the time. And I know when Dr. Sherry will be doing whatever we call a recap of a review of this one, he'll say, now, you stayed with Eunice Menja for so long. We are supposed to be here for only 1 hour. But I thank God because of that time that we have been here, and I hope that our viewers have enjoyed. I hope that we will share this with our friends. We're going to upload some of these links to the YouTube channel, and I know that people will enjoy to listen. So give us your closing remarks and a closing statement.
My closing remark. I want to say that COVID has humbled me. COVID-19 has really humbled me. If you haven't been humbled, please be humbled, because COVID has taken a lot of giants away from us. You saw the Presbyterian minister in Kenya, Reverend Kanya.
Yeah, Reverend Kanya.
Other people that have died, at least 9 people that I know personally have died. And they haven't done anything wrong. It's not because they did not protect themselves. Just be humble and know that besides everything else that is going around, cancer, COVID, some very uncertain political, just environmental atmosphere all over the world, the ugly that comes out of people, just because of desperation, just be kind and be humble and let God do the rest.
Thank you. That's powerful.
Yeah.
God bless you. Say hi to Robert and the children.
I will.
And also the children from Upendo.
I will.
They have gotten other friends now. There's Dr. Mwaura and family, Shishka Wambu's Mwaura.
Yeah.
And they say salams from Dr. Mwaura and family. Pokea hizo salamu kwa sababu ni zako.
Nimespokea.
And these, random acts of kindness. That is a closing, whatever we call a quote, a quotable quote. So, si usalimia the
Cusp women?
Cusp ladies, or the cusp women.
I will share this video.
Say hello
with them
to them.
And I'll make sure that they watch and share.
Yes, let them watch and share, and request them to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I will look for I'll look for them. I'll make sure that I send you the link for the YouTube channel, and then I'll look for them, because I don't want them to come and
We'll invite you to come talk to us. We'll invite you.
Yes, a proud son of my mother. I always say that I was born by my mom. I don't know my dad. I've never seen my dad, and so I always celebrate and salute all the ladies and say, hey, and especially the single mothers out there, I'm a proud son of a single mother.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to the issues of women, I always stand with them, because they took care of me single-handedly. My mom had 6 boys, you can imagine, and she took care of them. And I can tell you, ladies, you are strong. We celebrate you. We cannot do without you. But also we thank the men who do whatever they do, or they did whatever they did, and we were founded. And if at all they never did whatever they did, we could not be founded. So wherever the men are, it is also important to salute and to celebrate them, because they are called the seed carriers.
Yes. Women are the pillars.
Thank you so much.
The men are the foundation.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Ngai akurathime na gwike wega. Urogea no tuko mwega. Asante sana.
And God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Koma kuengai Yemangega Giamono ciaku cia ũthii